participate in the Egypt Forum for International Cooperation and Development Finance, as well as Climate Summit? Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Emad Daly, President of the Egyptian Forum for Sustainable Development. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Well, how do you see the importance, sir, of the meeting between the Minister of International Cooperation, Dr. Rania Al-Mashat, and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development? How do you see the importance of this meeting, and how much are the investments of the European Bank in Egypt?
First of all, I have to emphasize on the importance of the COP27 for Egypt and the Egyptians, because hosting the summit on our land is going to be a chance for all the Egyptian institutions to find cooperation, areas of cooperation and partnerships with other international agencies and financial institutions. So the meeting that you were referring to is one of the steps that Egypt has taken for the preparation of the COP27, because Egypt already has finished recently the national strategy on climate change for 2050. We have a list of projects that are ready to be implemented, but need partners from international financial institutions like the EBRD or any other European or global international bank for investing in Egypt. So the problem that we had before, that we were always discussing the issue of climate change, but we were not really ready to be able to implement projects on the ground to deal with the climate change issue, but at the same time also help in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Strategy for Egypt 2030.
Yes.
So I think we need to, yes, please.
Yes. So, Dr. Adli, concerning, could you shed more light on the investments of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development in Egypt?
It has been always one of the Egypt is one, and through the bilateral cooperation with the European Bank, it has been always a good partnership in many ways. The focus now will be mainly on projects that will deal with the adaptation, mainly because this is what Egypt has been trying to emphasize on, to have more implementation in the area of adaptation. And the projects that we had before, they were all, of course, important for Egypt, and still some of them are in the implementation phase. But in the coming period, Egypt is going to focus more on the adaptation related to adaptation in agriculture, adaptation on issues related to water management, and also issues related to energy efficiency and renewable energy. So this is why the strategy of Egypt is bringing, as I said, number of projects. I'm not sure which one of the macro projects that we are trying to emphasize in the bilateral partnership with the European Bank, but I am sure that it's definitely one of the elements that has been very much highlighted in the Egyptian strategy on climate change for the year 2050.
Yes. Dr. Adli, also, what are the most important features of the strategy that was launched at the beginning of this year between Egypt and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development?
Egypt has, in its strategy, has five main objectives. As I said, one of them is very much dealing with the mitigation, the area of where we can minimize the emission. Of course, when we are talking about lowering the emissions. We are not talking about lowering the overall percentage, but we are talking about engaging and enhancing the use of renewable energy and also enhancing the energy efficiency in all sectors. So this is when it comes to mitigation. It also has the objective on adaptation, and it has also the objective where we are talking about technology transfer and the digitalization of the different sectors in the country. So the different objectives of the strategy are the main areas of any cooperation between Egypt and any international financial institutions, including, of course, as we said, the European Bank.
Yes, so Dr. Adli, the bank has cooperated with Egypt in the field of green transformation. So what are the most important or joint projects in this field?
When we talk about green transformation, we are talking about all activities working on issues to minimize the carbon footprint of the country and to minimize emissions. We are also talking about areas that deals with, for example, solid waste management. We are talking about areas of, as I said, sustainable agriculture, sustainable water management. So these are the areas that they are very much linked to the green transformation, and which Egypt has been trying to invest a lot. It's also when it comes to the new transportation project on the bus train and the monorail, and all these projects, all are areas that will increase the public transportation and will minimize the emissions caused by the use of private cars or the very traditional public transport. So this will enhance also the green transition and the country and the green transformation into a very good climate change implementation when it comes to adaptation and mitigation.
Yes, so Dr. Adli, with the launching of the National Climate Change Strategy for the year 2050, what support should be, or what the support that is required from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development to support this strategy of the year 2050?
Egypt has been always talking about three areas of partnership that could be linked to the European Bank engagement. Of course, there is one that's dealing with the loss and damage, but this is something that we are looking at the moral responsibility, the ethical responsibility by the different other countries that are behind the reason why we have all these losses and damages when it comes to the climate impact. But when it comes to the three areas that the bank could be, or the European investment banks or any banks could be dealing with, we are talking about definitely support to projects in the area of climate adaptation. This is one of the things that we need to find projects and funding for this project. The other thing is related to, of course, as we said, the technology transfer. The technology is also something that is one of the top issues on the negotiation table, because we still need the support of the support of the Europeans in areas of technology transfer. And of course, the capacity development is very important, especially when it comes to, as I said, areas of climate adaptation. So these are the areas that I would say that they will be on the priorities for dealing with European banks. Again, climate adaptation, technology transfer, and capacity development.
Yes, so Doctor, how do you see the importance of Egypt's hosting the COP27 climate conference? And Egypt was keen to host this. What were the qualifications that Egypt have to be able to host this conference?
First of all everyone remember that since His Excellency President Fattah al-Sisi took the responsibility in the country, he was the first one to attend all the climate summits globally. And then when he became the president of the African Union, he was also taking the responsibility on speaking on behalf of the African continent. When it comes to the climate change issue and challenges for the continent. And because this time the COP27 was supposed to go to Africa, and the African countries, the African Union, they found that Egypt has already put a lot of investment in the dialogue and communication around the African needs for the climate change. So this is why it was very normal that the African Union proposed Egypt to be the hosting, plus also what we have of infrastructure in the country that could help also in the organization, because it is not only the political side of the issue, but also the capacity to host a COP that will bring more than 30,000 and maybe more than 40,000 participants in one place. So I think the role that Egypt has played on the Africa level, also what we have seen on the climate change globally, and also the capacity to host the conference. I think those are the three main reasons why Egypt is hosting the COP27.
Yes. Dr. Adli, what do we expect from the COP27 summit that Egypt is going to host next November? What would be the expectations and the outcome of this summit?
Everyone in the globe is waiting to have Sharm el-Sheikh as a turning point, as an important milestone to make a difference. What we have had until now, since we had the Paris Agreement in 2009, we are now expecting to have more of implementation. So the implementation is what everyone is expecting to happen in Sharm el-Sheikh, and I personally believe that Sharm el-Sheikh will put the basis for starting the implementation on the different aspects of the climate change, including financing, technology, and supporting also the issues related to loss and damage as one of the main most important elements of this discussion. So
yes.
I'm very optimistic about it. I'm very optimistic about that.
Yes, so I thank you very much for your time. I also thank you for your valuable information and for joining us over the phone. Dr. Emad Adly, President of the Egyptian Forum for Sustainable Development, thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.